everyone. Round 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know which one this is, but the experimental show is back. What I wanted to talk about today is the cane that we have. So we are located in Dearborn, Michigan. Many of you have been here, some have not. When you own a small business, there's many different things you do. You try different things. We teach classes, we blow product. In years past, we used to do wholesale. And wholesale is when we make the product for another client. We're not the end user of it. We sell the glass or product to someone else. That is actually how we got our start. We sold wholesale to galleries, and we would make in our Southwest Detroit studio, we'd make a bunch of glass, box it up, and ship it, and it would ship to a gallery who'd put it out on the shelves and sell it. And so that's why we're so confident in our shipping abilities, because we've been shipping glass since the beginning of our career, which was in 1991. So we have that down pat. But one of the things that we did, there's a museum here called the Henry Ford, and every year they had a signature candy cane. And so one day, because I used to work there, we walked in and they were doing the process, but like sloppily and not very nice, and they were using hand drills, and it just was like not pleasing to the customer that was coming to this historic museum. So because I had worked there, I knew upper management. We got to talking and I said, listen, we would be happy to make those candy canes for you, allowing you to give prime demos and not worry about making all this production during open hours when the public's walking through. So we did get the contract, and for, I believe it was 8 years, we did the candy cane at the Henry Ford. So with that, we made cane, which is one of my favorite things, and I'm going to show you a couple different styles here. So we pulled the cane, and these here are too thick, we couldn't use these, but Jake pulled these boxes out during the pandemic and said, what's up with this? Can we start using them? So we looked at all our contracts, and yes, in fact, we could start using them. So we have like a bunch of our scraps here. They're all different sizes and shapes, and you're gonna start to see some of them in our products. Now the thick ones we have to preheat. You can't just like pick this up, it would shatter going in the glory hole. So these get preheated, which for my demo today, I'm gonna have some of those preheated and you'll see them. The smaller, tinier things, we made these little twisties with them. They can be keychains, which is how I use mine, or some people actually wear them as necklaces. They run a cord through them and use them as necklaces. These were the ones that were too thin. The candy cane that we were making had requirements. It had to be a certain size, a certain shape, fit in a box. You know, there were all these requirements. Well, if you guys know me now, you know I don't like to throw things out. I don't like to create waste. So we're able to actually take these. If you've ever taken our meditation globe, we cut these off, and these are some of the colors that we use in our meditation globe. So there's one use of them. Another thing you can do, and Jake wants to do these, we're gonna do these for the bar. We're gonna take these cane and line them all up and make drinking cups out of them. Today, I have longer strips. Today, what I'm gonna do for my experimental show is I'm gonna ask Jake to heat one of these up, and then I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my cups. I'll do like a rocks glass, and this will be on the bottom, so it'll be very decorative. And then I'll flip it over and put some solid glass inside there, so the base of the cup will be very heavy and decorative. I've tried using these smaller ones around the top of a cup to get like that decorative lip around the pattern of the cup, and it's pretty tricky. It just never really worked out as much as I liked. So I'm gonna stick some of these in, and we're gonna do it around the base of the cup, and let's see what happens. So here I am wrapping the cane around the bottom of the cup, and I'm pretty happy with what turned out. The cane could be cut shorter because half of it wasn't used, and it's really hard to heat a long strip like that. So next time we know we can do half the size. The other thing that I really like is because the cane was so thick, it just went on really well, and it's a super cool detail on the bottom of the cup. Now, this is kind of like the rim it would sit on, and what I'm looking to do is make kind of a heavy rocks glass. So I'm just rolling it here to equalize it with the side of the piece, kind of squash it down a little bit. On the marble, you can be a little more forceful. I blew the cup a little thinner than I would have liked, so rolling it on the marble was a nice, easy way to push down that cane. Now Jake is bringing some hot molten glass that I'm gonna put in the center of that donut ring, And the reason I want to do that, again, is I want this like a rocks cup, and I want it heavy on the bottom. So Jake has the nice thick blob of glass, and all I have to do is cut what I need, and then we're going to shape the bottom. So again, when it's bright orange, it's super cool. You can tell what the hottest glass is. It's a little bit more glass than I wanted, so I just have to snip that off, and that will go in our recycle tank. We are using the glory hole that's by the front door, so it's a little bit different. Scenery is a little different. We can hear people coming in and out of the gallery as we work. It's kind of fun. And there it is, the paddle. That's what Jake's going to use. So the paddle is made out of cherry wood. It's a hard fruit wood. This is a newer paddle, so sometimes when they're new, they catch fire quicker. I use the back of the jacks to cool the glass first. And I'm kind of talking about how they're the student jacks, and they're really different than the professional ones I use. The top of them is rounded for some reason, and I always use it as a flat spot. So I'm kind of astounded. Why is the tip of this rounded? So once the bottom here is shaped, we have to spin it around so we can open up the top. And Jake's got that punty ready. He's going to be sticking it on the bottom of this piece so I can open it up. Glass, when it's hot, is very sticky. It likes to stick to other pieces of glass, so they will stick together. All of these experimental shows are on our YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't looked through it, you might want to do so. We've got videos that are pretty funny because they're pretty old. You can go back in time. I think we started our account in like 2007. So we've been on YouTube for a while. If you can, I'd love to have you subscribe, tell your friends, tell other people about it. It's a really fun way for us to do some work that can get out in the public. And personally, I really like the awesome timeline we can have to see what our business was doing and how we were growing. There's some news clips on there. There's some awkward videos. There's ones where we didn't have microphones. If you follow anyone's account, it's always fun to go back and see what they were like in the beginning years. So this glory hole here is 2,400 degrees. It's nice and hot, so it's going to heat up that top so we can open it right up. Jake has a small bit of glass that's going to go around the top as a lip wrap. This will add another layer of color. And we can share the glory hole. There's enough room. These doors swing open. You can see that little slit that's there. Those are because the doors actually will swing open. If I were doing a very large piece, I could open those. When you're testing something, you do want to stay on the smaller side. That way you can get through more testing. You can test more colors, more shapes, more sizes, whatever you need. Here is the colorful glass. It sure does look orange, but there was a variety of colors on the table. And it will not be orange, I guarantee it. Back to the glory hole to heat this up, and then we'll stretch the top open. If you're interested in seeing with the finished product, they are displayed in the studio. If a lot of times we don't sell them, we kind of keep them, so we have a history. This one had a gold lip wrap, and the bottom color is white with a green. This is just the torch that will smooth out any rough edges. And like everything we make, it goes into the annealing oven. I'm really excited about these. These are going to be when we open up our bar area. These are going to be a cup style that we will sell, so you can get matching ones, one of a kind. It's going to be very cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate you. This is the experimental show, and we are the Glass Academy. Be sure to subscribe and like our page. Tell your friends too. We'd love it.